Welcome back. It's still Wednesday, June 18th, 2014. This is the Morning Edition, and I'm Yael Wisner-Levy. Thank you for staying with us. Around the world today, members of the autistic community are celebrating the annual Autistic Pride Day. It's a unique day that was initiated in 2007 by members of the British organization Aspies for Freedom, and it recognizes the cultural and artistic merits of autism and is aimed at promoting social awareness and acceptance by neurotypicals, that is, people who are not on the spectrum. For more on this, we're joined in studio by the member of ACI, Autistic Community of Israel, Chen Gershuni. Hi, Chen. Good morning. Hi. Thank you for being with us. So a little bit about Autistic Pride Day around the world, and then we'll talk about Autistic Pride Day here in Israel.
So Autistic Pride Day actually began in 2005 on an online forum, international forum with autistics from around the world, and we decided that the autistic community needs to have its own Pride Day similar to other minority groups. And basically people around the world are having picnics in this day and having activities which celebrate the beauty of life on the autism spectrum, celebrate the positive aspects of autism. And we're having activities which autistics tend to like.
What triggered the day? What triggered the actual, changing it from something to be perhaps ashamed of in many societies to something to celebrate?
It was a process. It started in the 1990s when the internet came along. Autistics started writing to each other on the internet and found lots of commonalities and found that the mainstream view of autism was very different from what autistic people themselves think about autism. So throughout the years, the community became more connected, more stronger, more lively, and then I don't know why it was 2005, but it was like a historic process.
Right. And when did this first start coming to Israel?
I think we did it in 2006. We had a small picnic in a forest. So.
And this year, how is it from a small picnic to?
It's still not huge. I mean, last year it was like under 30 people, I think. This year I think it will be much larger, a few dozens in a park in Kfar Saba.
And it's spreading the idea of autism as autistic pride and not something to hide around.
Yeah.
How are you spreading that message in Israel?
Okay, we have quite a lot of blogs, and some of our blogs we just translate things from America because in America it's much larger than here. And also we talk about our lives, we talk about our own community, about the way we see things. We have online forums in which we...
And when you talk about autistic culture and autistic pride, what is it that we're talking about? What do you want to highlight about autistic culture?
Autistic culture is anything that's being done by autistics for autistics within contexts which are created by autistics. It could be works of art which are related to autism. Many autistics are writing blogs about autism, and when you read blogs which are written by autistics, most of them are quite positive or at least neutral, not negative. And also books about autism. And we did a film about autism that was in the Doc Aviv documentary festival, High Functioning, and now we're trying to spread it around the world, to screen it.
A lot of minorities, as you identified, autistic community yourself, have a spokesperson that's not only someone from within the community, but a celebrity or so forth, a public figure that has some kind of connection to autism. Here in Israel, you have quite a few.
Celebrities we have,
or public figures.
But it really depends how they see it, because also here and also in America you have some public figures which have connection to autism, but they don't view it positively.
Right.
I think any group needs its own people to speak for themselves.
Indeed, but wouldn't you say that people that are in government that have some kind of connection to it can use their power to perhaps change policy?
They can if they want to. I don't know if they want to.
And that's the problem today.
Yeah, I mean, we had struggles here. I mean, it's not easy because some people are opposing our messages because it's also a huge spectrum, and it really different people on the spectrum experience autism differently.
What don't people today, I mean, the general public is probably, according to what you know of and your experience, very ignorant about autism.
Yeah.
What is, the top 3 things that we need to know that we don't know, no matter how much we're told and so forth?
I think that it's a huge spectrum, that the variety of people on the spectrum is huge. And I think the majority of autistic people I've met are living quite independently and are trying to live more and more independently. And they do need help, but it's kind of, they don't need pity, they don't need cures for autism, they just need assistance to live their life as best as they can as autistic people.
Assistance also from the government?
government, media, public opinion. So, I mean, it's a huge community. There's a huge autistic culture happening online and also offline. And I think the media is hardly showing it. It's just showing the tip of the iceberg.
Right. Do you think that the public has changed with its in relation to how it treats the autistic community, or are we still, far away from ideal?
Okay, we're still far away from ideal, but I think in this country I'm starting to see more and more parents of autistic kids that are viewing autism as a neutral difference or as an identity, and they do accept their kids as autistic kids. They're not trying to change them, they're trying to help them, to assist them. And we have more and more parents of autistic children who are hopefully celebrating Autistic Pride together with us.
Is there, in terms of medical research, we see an increasing trend of the number of autistic cases around the world, don't we?
Yeah.
Or do we not? Or do you just now know more, and hence we're diagnosing more?
Exactly. It's a question of whether it's just more awareness, because nowadays we diagnose many autistics who wouldn't have been diagnosed years ago because the definitions of the spectrums have really, really widened. So the spectrum covers much more people, and you have more awareness, so more people are going for diagnosis. And I actually believe it's just an increase of awareness, because there was a research in the United Kingdom. They checked about adults in the community, random adults, and they found that 1 in 100 adults is on the autism spectrum, so that's pretty similar to kids on the autism spectrum.
So it's something that's been around, and so instead of besides awareness, of course, which is something that every population needs with regards to every minority population, what is the one big thing needed here in Israel and worldwide for the autistic community?
Acknowledgement of the goal of treating autism. It shouldn't be treating, it should be seeing what autistic people want for themselves, getting autistic people within the decision-making processes about autism. And in this country, we're far from this. In this country, autistic people are being left out of the decision process and aren't actually led to influencing the processes which
you're starting today.
Yeah.
Well, Chen, thank you for joining us. We just want to say that while we were speaking, we saw some scenes from the film High Functioning that was created by Dana Dimant that was dealing with the functioning of autistic members in society. I'm sure you know the film very well. Thank you, Chen, for joining us.
Thank you.